Hello and welcome to Experiencing Love. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today, my heart goes out to especially those who are silently struggling. My heart goes out to those who are in pain, who feel like they're alone, who are facing their battles seemingly solo, and they may or may not be winning. Our battles come in many shapes, in many sizes, in many forms. And the one on my mind right now comes in the form of addictions. I feel as though there's many that we know of and many that we don't. I do hold this belief that it's quite possible to become addicted to anything really. And I may be wrong about that. But the reason I think it's possible is because it's not always the specific thing that we are addicted to. Sometimes it's the feeling or the emotion that we attach to that thing. Of course, there's many examples of different drugs or even alcohol that can create a dependency where people need it, or at least they feel as though they need it. And I think there's the same amount, if not more, ways where you're not addicted to that specific thing. You're addicted to, say, the dopamine rush that it gives you, or you're addicted to how it relieves your stress, lowers your cortisol, all that fun stuff. When someone is struggling with any form of addiction, really, they're battling. And more often than not, they're going at it by themselves. Because I also think it's not just the alcohol, it's not just the drugs, it's not just the pornography or the sex, it's not just the video games or the food. Whatever their vice is, whatever the vice may be, it can often feel like it's one-on-one. And it feels that way if that person doesn't reach out for support. The thing is, it takes a lot of bravery to reach out for support. And I think it's a very crucial step, a very crucial turning point in the process of conquering those battles. I'll admit, I've had my fair share of these battles, some of which that I still return to till this day. I've had streaks of going a year, 2 years, sometimes even as long as 3 years without returning to my vices. And just sometimes I find myself back in it. It's never the plan. It's always in hindsight that I see it. And I guess it has to do with that saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. In those moments, something came up and I didn't have a foolproof plan. I didn't have a backup in order to stay strong. And in having these experiences and knowing what it's like to be on both sides, feeling like I'm winning, like I'm on top of the world, and then feeling like I'm at my lowest, I feel dearly for those people who maybe aren't even out for the first time yet. They're still looking for their way out. And returning to the point about not having support, it's not something that someone can just come in and force themselves on you. You could have things like interventions and all the people around you begging you to accept support, to get help. But I know that no matter how much people do that, if that person doesn't want to change, they won't change. They have to want help. They have to ask for it, because then that person can take agency for their choices. They decide that that is what they need to do. There's so many steps. There's so many phases to a journey, to a battle, to growing. And I just feel it so dearly. Anybody going through it, I really do send my love. I've seen the damage it can cause, not just in my life. I've seen it all around me. I also know that I have a tendency towards addictions. I've known it for a majority of my life now. And without going into the details on whether or not it's nature or nurture or genetics or environmental, mainly because I don't know all the details, I choose to believe that it's somewhere in between. A little bit of nurture, a little bit of nature. And I know that my family and Polish people as a whole, well, they have a stereotype. They have a stereotype towards drinking, towards alcohol. And even without the stereotype, I've seen it time and again throughout the culture, throughout even my family and family friends and close friends. And I'm not saying that they're all struggling. I'm not saying that they're all fighting battles. I just know that some of them are. And I know that with this disposition and knowing my character from deep self-work, I know that using any sort of substance comes with heightened risk. The likelihood that I could just try something for experimental reasons, well, it sometimes feels like playing Russian roulette, but instead of one bullet in the chamber, there's three. When you up the odds like that, it makes the game even less appealing than it already was. I actually heard that analogy from a video of Brennan Lee Mulligan on YouTube, and it was from a talk that he got from his mom about the same, if not a very similar topic. It's just not a game I want to play. So I use it very sparingly, and by it, I mean alcohol, and I don't touch drugs at all. I know that I would go off the deep end. I know that's a part of who I am. That's a part of my character. That's a part of my personality. And I know it's like a double-edged sword because sometimes having that has been one of my greatest strengths, but I know it can be one of my greatest weaknesses. I am a deeply passionate person. I feel on such a heavy and profound level, and that really allows me to connect with other people. It really allows me to feel what other people are feeling, while at the same time, if not carefully used, can go in the complete opposite direction where I feel too much, where it just hurts. It hurts to exist, it hurts to experience things, and that feeling is one that I'm very careful at monitoring because it's one that I've only felt a few times in my life. Those few times were enough to teach me I have that gear, I can reach that level, and it's not my favorite to go to. My ability to dive off the deep end and become deeply engrossed in what I'm doing and what I have in my life at the time, well, it's created so many opportunities for me. I've been able to meet so many incredible people in my life because I took risks, because I dove right in. The flip side of that sword is that if I'm not careful about what I dive right into, I could very easily get hurt, and I have before. Especially when I think that what's on the other end of a decision or a choice is love and connection. I have done crazy things in the name of love. And now I know that the most important love to start with is for myself, but that wasn't always the case. So returning back to the point, without getting too far off topic, well, I guess with everything that I shared, that's why I have so much love for people who are struggling in this way. That's why I just want the best for anybody that I meet, anybody I come in contact with, any of you watching or listening to this episode. Whatever you may be struggling with, it may not even be an addiction. It may be stress. It may be living in a tough environment. Whatever it is, whatever your thing is, my heart goes out to you too. Sometimes it's the big things, but sometimes it's the little stress in our life. It's the little struggles, it's the little battles that pile on top of each other until it just feels unbearable. And many different people have many different solutions in that moment. What we decide to do. Some, they push through it. They fight till their very last breath. They will always find a way out. Some, well, some just become complacent exactly where they are. They become numb. They no longer fight to get out of it, but they're also not giving up, which is the other group. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's the group of people that decide their battle is too difficult for them to face. And they give up completely. They give up even their chance to make a different decision, to follow a different path. They give it all up. And to me, those are some of the saddest stories. Far too many people have left this world too early. Far too many people struggling in the name of love, in the name of connection, in the name of significance, certainty, variety, whatever need we're trying to fill. Well, there's always a way that can fulfill us, can meet our needs, and keep us strong, healthy, powerful, disciplined, joyful, excited, passionate. For those struggling in my life, I don't want you to struggle. I don't want you to feel the pain. I don't want you to be alone. I want to help you. I want what's best for you. And I just truly love you. I don't have much else for you today, other than a personal request. And my request to you is that if you know someone, or you even suspect you know someone that may be struggling right now, send them a little bit of love. Send them a message. Send them a small gift. Just show them some way that you care. Show them that they're not alone. They might not be strong enough to ask you for help right now, but maybe your gift is enough to just get them by for a little bit longer. And with that extra time, they can build their strength and get out of whatever it is that they're going through. Your love is more powerful than you know. So whatever you do, I thank you for it. Even just thinking about that person right now, sending them a prayer can be enough. So whether you have your struggles or not, I do wish you a very serene rest of your day, rest of your night. Remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.